So we continue with section B, writing skills, and this time we move on to the next part of it, that is transformations. Now, transformation in English language basically means rewriting a particular sentence in the way as has been asked or according to the instruction, or rewriting sentences according to instructions, according to the instructions, according to the instructions, according to the instructions. Now, this basically teaches us different ways of expression, and all expressions are formal. Now, transformations may be based on idioms, or different set grammatical structures. For example, you may be asked to begin a sentence by way of rewriting a particular sentence using idiom. Beginning idiom. You may be asked to, for example, begin a sentence. It is high time. Now, it is idiomatic, and therefore it doesn't follow any grammatical structure. However, there is set structure, you may say, which we've learned, which we've acquired. This is acquired English. So, for example, you may be asked to begin, it is high time, or say, you had better, or I would rather, or I would rather you. These are different structures. All these 1, 2, 3, 4, all these structures, they are idiomatic, and you may argue that they are purely grammatical, but idiom and grammar, English grammar, do not go hand in hand. We'll come to these structures, important structures, in a very short while. You may also be asked, for example, to rewrite a particular situation or describe a particular situation, beginning, for example, using, two ellipsis, to plus verb, or say, for example, so that. For example, you may be asked to change the degree of comparison. Change the degree of comparison. And there are so many different structures. You may be asked to change an affirmative into negative. For example, you may be asked to change an affirmative into a negative, or active into passive, or say, for example, change the narration That means if the given sentence is indirect, you may be asked to change it into indirect or vice versa. Or you may be asked to change, you may be asked to bring an interchange between exclamatory and affirmative. Exclamatory and affirmative. So these are all different structures that you may be asked. To begin with, we take up how to rewrite a sentence, say rewriting beginning as soon as. Now, very simple to begin with. Grammar says if you describe an action, if you describe two actions which take place at the present moment, or took place in the past, or will take place in future, you either use immediately or just when, or you use as soon as. Now, as soon as is a formal way of describing two actions taking place one after the other. One after the other. This is important. One after the other. Now, I may rewrite the same sentence beginning no sooner than. So, if I write a sentence beginning as soon as, I'm writing an affirmative sentence. If I rewrite the same sentence using no sooner than, I'm changing it into negative. And these are two different structures.